Hi everyone, so I'm back again with another video, and this video is quite different from my usual videos, and my topic for today will be, if not MBBS, then how about BDS? And the purpose behind discussing this is I know that the NEET UG has just happened and the results are yet to come. So there'll be few students who will get through the MBBS admissions because they'll have good ranks. But there'll be few who will be left behind of taking MBBS and they might be getting BDS, but they might be dicey in taking BDS as a career option. So I know at this time, when I was at this stage of my life, I also had many questions, but I didn't have any mentor or a guide who would let me know and clear away my anxieties related to this career. But I thought, why not if I can be of any help, because I'm a dentist myself. I've done my specialization in pedodontia, that is child dentistry. So I shall be discussing some of those questions that usually come in a aspirant's mind. And I know your questions must be about, should we do BDS? And with this, I would like to ask in return that why not? Why shouldn't you do BDS? I know you must be thinking that what are we supposed to read in 5 years just about a tooth? And also, we have this notion in our society that real doctors are MBBS doctors and not dentists. That's really sad to hear and to see. Then you also must be thinking that I hardly get to see a dentist around me who's actually doing well. But trust me, all those students who are out there, you know, as you'll study and go further in the curricular years of your BDS, and as you go by my slide, hopefully, all these doubts will fade away and you'll realize how good a option doing BDS is. And I can't tell you how thankful I am of my own self of choosing BDS as a career option. Then the second question that must be coming in your mind must be what to see in a college if we finally think of doing BDS. So when you are deciding of which college you should take admission in for BDS, there are two things basically which I will suggest all of you to see. The first and the foremost is the teaching staff should be really good. That means take reviews from the students of that college, or you have so many contacts. Try asking people that how the teaching staff is. Why is that important? Because when you have a good teacher, he or she will be able to explain you the content, the concept basically very nicely, right? And once your concept is clear, then the world is yours. The second is that hospital or that college come hospital should be getting good number of patients in OPD, outdoor patient duty. That means every day that hospital should have a OPD of minimum 50 new patients per day. Why is this important? Because when you have a good theoretical background, but you don't have a good clinical hand, that means when you've not worked enough on sufficient number of patients, and that's very, very important with regards to dentistry, because you have to have a fine hand, fine clinical hand to be specific, right? So that hospital should have a good number of patients in OPD. And this good number of patients, when you've worked on enough number of patients in your internship in your final year, that will give you good clinical hand when you eventually end up putting up your own clinic. Then the third thing that comes to one's mind is, will I be able to cope up with the studies? Are the studies tough? So trust me, students, not really. In fact, the studies are nothing if you compare to the gruesome study matter that we were given when we were preparing for the classes. When we were there in the preparatory classes, basically. I remember when I was in second year of my BDS, all the physiology, all the anatomy, most of the pathology, I knew almost 70% of it, because We all know that the preparation course itself is so by large that by the time we've taken admission in our first year or second year of BDS or MBBS, I think most of us know almost 70% of what's being taught, right? So basically all of us are over prepared. Then now suppose you've done BDS, and what if you decide of not doing PG further, right? So you have to take care of two things. As I've already mentioned in my previous slide, you have to be very thorough with your theory. Why? Because theory is the backbone of your diagnosis. If your theory is weak, you will end up misdiagnosing a patient, and you don't want that, right? The second is, as I've always mentioned, you should have a good hand clinically, right? Because dental work is nothing about just writing medicines, right? You have to write medicines, but together with that, you have to mechanically work on that tooth. And for that, you need to have a fine clinical hand. So when you have a backup of these two things with a good theory and good clinical hand, then you can do two things. First is you can open up your own clinic, right? And in fact, I've seen numerous people who have just done BDS with good hands and they've opened up their clinic. In fact, I have worked as consultant pedodontist in a clinic that was run by a BDS, and he's running a fairly good clinic. He calls me as a specialist to handle pedo patients, but otherwise rest of the case, by and large, you get root canal cases or simple extraction cases. You can do that on your own, right? But in certain cases wherein you feel you cannot touch a case, you can call a specialist. Then second, you can even do some shorthand courses, right? You can even do some specific courses like doing courses about caps or crowns or certain kind of fillings or certain kind of ceramic veneers and all. You might not be familiar with these terms, but I'm telling you for now that you can do some shorthand courses about some small particular things in dentistry. And then comes the question, what if I do PG, right? So again, you finish your BDS, you prepare for the All India PG exam. Now what's next? So again, one more thing that I will say, if you're doing PG, again, don't go by the mass. You do PG, like I've cleared my NEET PG exam in the year 2013 and my All India rank was 98. So that time also, the career options that were highlighted that time were of operative dentistry. That means wherein you do fillings and all. But at my rank, I was not getting ortho, that is about straightening your teeth. That's called orthodontia. I wanted to do that, but I was not getting orthodontia in the college that I wanted. I was getting it in South, and I didn't want to go to South. So I ended up taking pedodontia, right? That is child dentistry. So I was quite skeptical that time, but I am happy that I took that as a specialization, because I'm working now in Delhi. I've worked as a consultant. I've even worked as a corporate, uh, basically in a corporate sector. So with all my experience, I can tell you that taking pedodontia and working as a pedodontist in a metro city, it's so fruitful for me now, because I see patients coming up to me. They're so aware that they know exactly what field they require. They come up to a clinic and they ask for a pedodontist, right? So the society is becoming aware now. Anyways, so now coming back to my topic, you've done your PG, and now what's next? How are you supposed to sustain yourself? Now, after you've done PG, you can open up your own clinic, okay? But the thing that you need to understand is, when you open up a clinic, you're not known to that area, okay? So you have to give it a time period of 1,000 days. You have to do good work and be patient of patients turning up to you, right? It takes time for a doctor to be recognized in that area by word of mouth. Obviously, you have a patient, you do good work on that patient is going to go out and tell 10 other patients, and when those patients will require, they'll come to you. So it's a time taking process. Don't be impatient, and don't lose hope in yourself. That's the first thing. Second is, work in a corporate sector. Okay, so when you're working in a corporate sector, like I've worked in a corporate sector, you must be knowing there's a corporate brand, dental brand basically, in the name of Clove. So I've worked in Clove also. They give you decent salary. If you're a postgraduate, they'll pay you around 50,000 per month. And if you're a undergraduate, they'll take you up and they'll pay you around 25,000. Okay. So that's again a 9 to 5 job. So you can either opt for that, or you can even work as a consultant, as I mentioned before. So you, like I even work as a consultant in 2 to 3 clinics. So they call me when they have small kids patients as a periodontic consultant. So there also, if you're just working as a consultant exclusively, then in that case also the range is usually fixed, right? So you can almost earn comparable to what you earn in a corporate sector, even if you're working as a consultant exclusively. Then you can even work as a teacher in any dental job, in any dental college. I'm so sorry. So you can even work as a teacher in any dental college. I've had an experience of giving my interview in Sharda Dental College, and I've even cleared it. So that's also quite easy. All they ask is what you've done and your basic knowledge, and if they're satisfied, they'll hire you. So with all my experiences, I would say that there are numerous career options, and in fact there are more career options which I have not covered in this slide. If you want, I'll make another presentation of that too, and if there's anything else that you need to know, do let me know. I shall cover that also. Let me know in the comment section whatever doubts you have, because I know it's really humiliating and it's really frustrating with not having anyone to guide you, because I had no one to guide me, practically speaking. I had so many doubts. I had to discover my path on my own. So whatever knowledge I have gained, I am trying to convey that to all you aspirants, so that it will be quite easy for you to understand and to make your choices wisely. Other than that, if you've liked this video, do give it a thumbs up, subscribe to it, and whatever doubts you have, do let me know in the comment section. Thank you so much, and take care.